This video is brought to you by Ravenscraft Realty of Northeast Missouri.
Chase on beans here tonight. Just give me a ride. Got back on the ammonia. See how he does taking off. So he likes driving the Peterbilt better. If he's got to be trucking, rather drive that than the yellow Cascadia. I don't blame him. It rides a lot nicer, more power, all that good stuff. Sunday afternoon, the 30th. We're at Subway. Got the gooseneck. Anyone who's watched for a while knows what this means. We're after something. So it'll be revealed here in another hour or two. Up in Iowa. I believe Lone Tree is where we're at now. We're heading to Tama, Iowa.
Today, we're on a journey to lands unknown in search of a cargo most mysterious. Dad called me right after I got done with church and said, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And I said, "Well, probably whatever you're about to tell me to do." And he said, "All right, we're going to Iowa." And now we're in Iowa, right off the exit to go to Tama. And here's our turn. So last summer, Grandpa decided to sell his 7430, and since then he's been on the search for a 4455 or a 7810 with full power shift transmission and low-ish hours, and that's something that's actually pretty hard to find, a lot harder to find than any of us anticipated. But we finally found one now. I've got some slight grain storage envy. Somebody is farming that. There's anhydrous tracks. Oh my gosh. Wow, I wonder if that 7000 planter has ever whacked anything with a marker before. Now this is epic. Here she is. Tractor's secure, and it's 39 degrees and windy, and all I brought was kind of a pullover. I think it's time to go home.
Raise the arms up.
Old boy in front of us picked up the 922F flex head that was on this same auction. So there's a caravan of the same guy's stuff going through Tama, Iowa at the moment. We're in pretty dire need of some fuel, so we're stopping at the same place that we stopped to get Subway. I guess life is just funny like that. Good morning, kitty cats. I still don't know why you guys get in this little cat tower that's not really big enough for one of you, but both of you are somehow in here. Dad and I got back with the tractor last night, and we did not take it off the trailer. So that's what we got to do first thing this morning. It looks so cool on the trailer.
Try to fire up the 4455. Looks like we're going to have the jump back.
Alright, I got her started, finally. Jay Money and I got the duals and the quick hitch on the new 4455 this morning. Of course, I did all the hard work. Jaden just ran the forklift. I told Jaden and I were going up and down and side to side with it, and I said, "Hey, go back up." And he starts backing up like, no, that's not what I meant.
It works for my grandpa.
Yeah. Well, Grandpappy has had this quick hitch around for a very long time, and it's actually period correct for this tractor. Putting some def in the 620. We would be putting fuel in, but this pump decided it didn't want to party anymore. Dad's coming down the road with his pickup and some fuel in it. And number one employee of the year, Jaden, is putting the def in. There's Dad. It's significantly more dry down here than it is in other places on the hill. Hello, cow.
A lot of cheeseburger.
Moo. Say something funny. Say something funny.
No, I'm not gonna say anything funny.
I think I'm gonna move our new 4455 outside for no other reason other than I want to drive it around. Jaden is gonna go work some ground that's really, really weedy. Anhydrous isn't even on it yet. But it's just weedy, so gotta go knock the weeds down. Jade said that I'd have to fight him for who runs the 4455 this summer on the brush hog. He doesn't know that I'm just going to do it. Yep. I should have figured. This front tire and the back inside tire on this side are just about always flat if they sit for more than a couple days. This is pretty cool. Might have to sell everything I own and buy another one. I also have another little project to do. And if you know what this is, well, if you know, you know. Some of the viewers of an older generation will know what that thing is, and I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I'm not going to use it, but it'll look right at home at my house. Let's take a minute to talk about this new to us 4455 and why we have it and what its jobs are going to be. This tractor is going to be the 7430 replacement. We sold that last summer. It was starting to throw some transmission codes that nobody really liked and no one wanted to deal with. So Grandpa sold it, and we've been on the lookout for a 4455 or a 7810 that was low-houred, really nice, and wasn't going to break the bank. This one satisfies two of those three requirements. Unfortunately, these tractors are desirable and therefore sometimes expensive. We bought this on Saturday, went and got it yesterday, which was Sunday, and now Monday it's back home with the duals on. This tractor's jobs are going to include, but not be limited to, running the PTO ditcher, being the auger tractor. We're gonna have to put some different lights on it for that, and running the 15-foot bush hog mower in the summer. And it might make a couple appearances on CG Play Farms, pulling a field cultivator or something like that too. This is a 1991 4455. It's got 16 930s on the front, full rack of weights, the paw step, which I think was probably standard equipment by the 55 series, 18442 duals. At some point in its life, it was at Southard Implement in Tama, Iowa, which is where the auction was held. That's where we bought it. And it's got this cool little sticker there. It has a more recent air conditioning compressor, so hopefully the AC works. Got both of the 55 series mirrors, and it's just generally a pretty nice tractor. And it does need a cab kit. They put in this side. Yeah, probably gonna have to redo that, but it's kind of echoey in here. So sound deadening and cab kit are in order for this tractor. And it has, that's not the accurate hours. It actually has 5,500 hours. They had to replace this whole dash assembly. And when they did, they wrote down the hours on the other side of this thing. Maybe some new speakers as well, if I'm gonna be that deep into it doing a cab kit. That has already gotten the service kit and paper from Side Stricker to run this thing through the shop and change the oils and the filters and such. But I think I need to park this and find something more productive to do than talk about a tractor. But hopefully, I have a good feeling about this tractor, and I hope that it serves us well for many years to come. And it has this nice little spot to set the phone for my videoing. I'm turning over this hen bit, and Nutrien is right next to me, spreading the dry fertilizer on this farm. This looks pretty gang. Owner of Nutrien Nelson is running that machine. My neighbors here are quite curious what I'm doing. It's a fine and pleasant evening. We haven't put anhydrous ammonia on this field yet, so we'll have to work it again after put the ammonia on, probably with the field cultivator or the John Deere vertical tillage tool disc soil compactor 5000 special. I don't know if it actually compacts the soil or not, but I'm just a little leery of that tool because it is a disc after all. I know those are pretty bold words coming from a guy who has a Case IH 496 disc and absolutely loves it. But disking is really one of my favorite tillage operations to do, but my least favorite in terms of what it does agronomically. Some of these cows got a little curious and got a little too close to the fence, and they got scared by yours truly. Swing into the corner because we can't square that one up because of the trees. Perfect. Jaden was working some ground with the John Deere 2680H high speed, I guess it's a compact disc. I actually used it a little bit last week and I didn't mind it, but it still left it a little bit slabby because it is a disc after all. On good ground it doesn't make a difference, but on some stuff that has a little bit higher clay content, you're gonna notice a couple slabs. This is the very last of my end rows, except for a little patch around that phone pole over there. And I'll be done with this field. I was like 160 acres. I don't feel too bad for starting at 3:30. It is now 8 o'clock. Maybe it was 4, I don't know. I got a late start on this. Before I go and do other things, I need to move the 4455 into the shop in case it rains. So we'll see how disappointing the lights are on this thing. Alright, where's our light switch? You know, this is less disappointing than I thought it was going to be. And this series of tractors are the ones that you still have to pull the shutoff thing to get the tractor to stop. I'm not sure why they didn't have like a shutoff solenoid like they did on the 4020s and tractors of that age. And they had it from 4430s all the way until 4960s. That was quite a while. There's a little bit of grass in the field here at Grandpa's house. And, well, the 7020 is hooked up to the field cultivator. And I'll see if I can get it started up and go work that grass real quick. You know, I think it's time for some ether. Wow. How about that? Bob Seger wrote a song about exactly this sort of thing. The lights are shining off of the hood so you can kind of see me. I don't think I have that much more left. I really didn't have that much to begin with, but I got to get my clay farming in somehow, some way, even if it's at 9:30 at night. This was actually kind of fun. Nothing broke, everything worked, battery wasn't even dead. It's 9:35, so I should probably shut her down and go home and start editing this video because it needs to be up at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Dad is putting on ammonia in the bottom, and I gotta grab video from him for this video. I'm coming to you live from my back porch where my jeans are currently air drying, and I gotta fold some laundry and edit this video and then go to bed. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you have someone around that you think would enjoy this video, share it to them. I really appreciate it. Appreciate everything that you guys do. You're making the dreams come true.